So one of my sponsors is Bike Legal. They're a bicycle accident attorney. So if you get hit by a car, they're who you call to get yourself a new bike, get your hospital bills taken care of. And twice a year, they ask me to do a bicycle advocacy video. We've talked about bike lanes. We've explained to police when it's legal to take the whole lane or ride two abreast in the state of California. In this video, we're going to ground zero in the bicycles versus cars debate. We're going to where bicycles are the most hated, cars are the most frustrating, and all sides are the most misunderstood. We're at the four-way stop. Hi! Chances are you've tried to be considerate, you've tried to be legal, but you've pulled your hair out at an intersection like this. In this video, I'm going to try to explain why bicyclists run stop signs, what motorists can do to keep things running smooth and safe, and how I handle a four-way stop when I'm on the bike. Let's start by accepting this. Nobody comes to a complete stop at a four-way stop sign. The ship has sailed on that. We're trying to be practical here. When you're driving, you might think you come to a complete stop, but you don't. You could sit at an intersection all day. Not one car or bike is going to come to a complete stop unless they're avoiding another vehicle in the intersection or they're texting and forgot where they were. I'm going to start with the basics because a four-way stop is pretty much advanced calculus for most drivers in the US to begin with. The law for vehicles is that whoever arrives at the four-way stop first, well, they get to go first. That also applies to bicycles. Bicycles are vehicles. Everyone's supposed to arrive at the four-way stop, come to a complete stop, and then go in the order which they got there. If two vehicles get there at the same time, then the one to the right should go first. Sounds pretty simple, right? And most of the time, cars get through these pretty smoothly. But when a bicycle and a car get to a four-way stop at the same time, well, now it can get messy. Here's why that happens. Let's say the motorist was there first, so they have the right of way. What happens all too often for me is I'll get to a stop sign, it's the motorist's turn, but they wave me on, and now we're in this bizarre politeness standoff. Here's why you don't want to do that. Number one, I know you're being kind of courteous, but you're actually just disrupting the flow of traffic. Number two, motorists are always complaining that they're stuck behind cyclists. Well, if you wave me on ahead of you, now you are stuck behind me, and you just have to go around me anyway.
If you stop at a green light and wave the car with the red light to go ahead, you're far more a hazard than polite. If you'd rolled through like I expected, I could have rolled through as well. Instead, we've both come to a complete stop. I've unclipped and put a foot down. Now imagine there's cars behind us. Everyone's just gone slower because this guy wanted me to go out of turn. You have a couple of these in a row, and it's easy just to roll through the next one, where I'd be preventing another standoff, but I'd also look like a jerk.
It's really a chicken and the egg problem. It could be that it was a motorist's turn at the stop sign and the bicycle ran it, and that made that motorist think that all cyclists are going to run that stop sign. Or it could be that the cyclist got to the stop sign, the motorist didn't know what to do and waved the cyclist on, thereby training us that we have to run the stop sign just for convenience.
Whoever started it, it's super annoying and slower for everyone.
And then other times they freeze and slam their brakes in the middle of the intersection for no reason. This is a real phenomenon, and I try to unpack it, but it doesn't go very well. If you think I'm going to go full lemming and suicidally run through the stop sign, well, the last thing you should do is just slam your brakes and stay there. And then in the US, at least, for a certain percentage of the population, something about seeing a four-way stop and a bicycle at the same time will just scramble their brain and turn them into an idiot.
And before you think that I rode around with a camera for months and just pulled out the worst parts, this was one ride, 1 hour long.
Hi! What's supposed to happen is that cars treat the bicycle like a vehicle. That's how I try to handle it. I try to train the motorists. I don't know if they're being polite or stupid, but I'll put a foot down and I'll wave them forward. We can do this politeness standoff as long as we have to. You're gonna go when it's your turn, and I'm gonna wait until it's my turn. Even if someone waved you through, if you're in an accident, it's your fault.
So motorists, why do cyclists run stop signs? Is it because we're entitled jerks? Maybe. But also, it's because some of you have trained us to.
Now, it's true that at some point you might have seen cyclists run red lights, run stop signs, ride on the sidewalk, and do all kinds of illegal stuff. Please don't hold the other 99% of cyclists responsible for that. I've also seen cars driving twice the speed limit on the wrong side of the interstate, waving a gun around, but I don't assume that all cars are going to do that. Let's try to have some courtesy that we're all sane and not suicidal. Cyclists, I believe that if we want to be treated like a vehicle, we need to act like it. When it's their turn but they wave you on, say, no, I insist, you go first. Let's teach them how to do it. Let's keep traffic running smoothly and safely, and let's win that politeness standoff.
Part of that, I should mention, is we do have to yield to pedestrians. That one makes us really look bad.
Thanks to Bike Legal for this message. Make sure you're following them. Have a good one.